In the main event, in Kamaru Usman, Khamzat, you guys know how high I am on Khamzat. Or actually, that's the co-main event. Khamzat Kamaru is the co-main event. It's backwards on this thing. Sorry. For Khamzat and Kamaru Usman, this fight probably should happen at 70. Now it's happening at 85. No one hangs off Khamzat's hairy nuts more than me. I think he's the next champion at middleweight, at light heavyweight. He can do it all. But it is interesting, even though I'm such a fan, when you look at his run to the title, he's never fought a middleweight. He beat Kevin Holland at a catchweight. That was his last fight. He's supposed to fight Nate Diaz. He fought Kevin Holland. Now he's fighting Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman's not a middleweight in any facet. The winner of this fight fights for the title. He's going to be the only guy that's ever just jumped over weight classes and never beat an actual middleweight and then become a world champion. So he fought Gerald Meerschaert, which was, now remember that because of a quick turnaround. So Gerald Meerschaert, he beat him in 17 seconds, right? But then after that, he fights your boy. Leach. And they fought Gilbert Burns, right, at welterweight. They fought Kevin Holland. So his run to the title, he fought Gerald Meerschaert on short notice. That's why it's at middleweight. But think about this. Then he fights the Leach, Gilbert Burns, Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland was a catchweight at 180. So his run, and I know he's fought middleweight previous, right? He's fought middleweight in Brave CF. He fought in 2020 at middleweight against John Phillips. But those aren't world-class middleweights. His run now, remember, he's at welterweight, missed weight, fought Kevin Holland at 180, and then fights Kamaru Usman, who's not a natural middleweight. But then if he wins this fight, odds are he will, he'll fight for a world title at middleweight. And then he's going to actually fight middleweights, like legit world-class middleweights. It's insane. It's awesome.
It's all dude.
I'm a Khamzat fan.
Gilbert Burns out of nowhere was already insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And for Kamaru Usman, who again 10-day notice. It's bad for Kamaru. It's bad for Alexander Volkanovski. It'd be a tough fight if Kamaru Usman had 2 years to plan for this. Kamaru Usman has bad knees, so I don't know how much wrestling we're going to get out of this. So then he's going to be forced to just strike with a much more powerful striker in Khamzat. He doesn't utilize leg kicks. I don't know in what aspect Kamaru can beat him. It's MMA. I said the same thing about Strickland and Izzy. Who knows? He could land something. He does have power. He doesn't have Khamzat power. So I think he's going to be forced to strike with Khamzat. He's not the most technical striker in the world. He's going to get in some trouble and get KO'd. But I do think it should be said, don't think that Kamaru Usman's a washed-up welterweight because he lost twice to Leon Edwards. I think your takeaway from that should be, goddamn, Leon Edwards is that good.
And he was winning the first Leon Edwards.
He was dominating the first fight. Got head kicked. And then the second fight, not a terrible outing, not the best, but you got to remember, that's how good Leon Edwards is. Because before that, he dominated welterweight, ran to Leon Edwards, just how it goes. So don't take this as, oh, no, Kamaru Usman's washed up. He's jumping up the middleweight. It's actually a pretty good spot for him to be in because Leon Edwards doing his thing against Kobe, there's not a lot going. I guess he could fight Belal Muhammad, right? And for Kamaru, he's like, man, this isn't enough for me. Now, 10 days notice, he fights Khamzat. If he wins that, Dana White has guaranteed him or Khamzat get the next title fight at middleweight. So this is his fastest track to get to a championship. So, odds are stacked against him. It's a nightmare of a matchup for him. But heavy lies the crown. You want to be the champ? This is what it gets. You have to walk through Khamzat. Now, remember, too, even though it was a long time ago, if he were to beat Khamzat, he fights Strickland, who he already beat. So there's that narrative, too. He always has a win over Strickland. So it's all good. For the UFC, it's good business either way. But very, very tough fight for him.
And I think this is the first time I've seen replacements. Before replacements, last minute, we'd be like, oh, that sucks. But these are badass replacements.
These are better than the original.
It's like crazy.
Kamaru Usman, I was like, what? Yeah. Paulo Costa? Paulo who? When before I'm a huge Paulo fan, but oh, yeah, that's crazy. Now as a Khamzat fan, I want him to have a legit win over a top tier middleweight. That would have been good before he fights for a title. But I'll take Kamaru Usman.